So you can see now we have a rifle stand. This isn't something you may have at home, and if you do, excellent. But it's really not going to be a necessity for the video. Let's take a look at some of the cleaning materials I've been using for a while. I truly find them tried and true. You're going to have hops. It's a number 9 solvent. Real easy for cleaning the barrel, and it's going to work in some of those hard, sludgy areas where that gun gets some residue buildup. This is brake-free. Brake-free is actually a cleaner and a lubricant. In this case, we're going to use it mainly for a lubricant, as the hops is going to take care of cleaning off some of that dirt and sludge. A flashlight, and you'll see where this comes in handy in a little bit. Some Q-tips. These are just standard run-of-the-mill Q-tips, nothing special. A brush, and this is going to work on your bolt assembly and some of the hard-to-reach places in your mag well. And then this little guy. When we actually get to the bolt assembly, there's going to be some pins to get out. It's not something you can do with your fingernails, so this is going to be a very important piece. Again, none of these things are special. Improvise with what you have at home. That's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and get into the gun and really take a look at what we need to take care of. Now that we have the AR-15 in the rifle mount, let's go ahead and perform a safety check before we go any further. What I like to do is pull back on the charging handle and take a look inside the chamber. Make sure at this point that you have no magazine or bullets anywhere near your firearm. Once we've inspected the chamber and we know that it's clear, I like to pull the trigger in a safe direction. That ensures that the firearm is unloaded and we can proceed. From this point, you're going to have 2 pins. They're going to hold your upper and lower receiver together. For the sake of the video, we're going to go ahead and push out and pull. Now, on certain ones, this bolt will actually come completely out. On most firearms now, they're starting to make them where they stay in place and you don't have to go fish them around. Makes it a whole lot easier. Let's continue. After the receiver on the bottom has been dishinged, the top will actually float in this triangular motion. What we're going to do is we're going to mount this a little easier for us. You can see here, we've got a charging handle that we yanked on earlier, which is connected to your bolt assembly. If we pull out about 50% of the way, the bolt will be able to continue. Once you have your bolt assembly out, we're going to go ahead and place that down, and we will be breaking this down and making sure that it's properly cleaned and lubricated. Continue pulling out on the charging handle. Once the charging handle is about 70% of the way out, you're going to push down with your finger, and you'll notice there's little nubs. These little nubs are going to hold that in place above the bolt assembly and allow you to chamber rounds. We're going to go ahead and put this aside as well. Now, from this particular portion, we're going to need to clean inside of here. With that, we're going to need a few more special tools. This particular piece you see me holding is a 223 bore brush. This is going to allow you to get deep inside there and clean out some of the soot and buildup that happens from firing your AR. Now, earlier you heard me talk a little bit, I apologize guys, about solvent. Well, what I've done is I've just put some in a bowl to make it a little easier. And we don't ever want to run a bore brush into your barrel completely dry. We want to make sure it's got some of the solvent on it. We're going to go ahead and slide that down into your lugs as well as the tip of your barrel. We're going to give this a crank. I like to go about 5 times. Once that's done, we pull straight back. See, there's a little bit of grime on there, but we'll clean it off a little later. Once we've done that, I like to actually run a solvent-dipped patch through the barrel and get that solvent working for us. So what we've done is we've got one ready to go here. And you're going to want to grab an extremely small patch. These are 22 caliber to meet the 223 standard. With that, we're going to go ahead and just feed it through. And we're going to go ahead and soak it in solvent. You can use a generous amount. This is actually going to be for lubricating the barrel for cleaning. We don't actually ever put oil down our barrel. Once we've got it going, we're going to get this feed going. And look at that. Nice and dirty. So you can see here there's definitely some dirt and grime in there. We need to work that out. We never pull a dirty patch back through our barrel. We just pull this out, and from this part, we're actually going to run a wire brush through here as well. Now that wire brush is going to really help break up some of the dirt in there. As we've seen, it's quite dirty. Now I've got another one going, just to make this video a little easier. And please guys, feel free at home to pause this. If you're missing something or you need to catch up, that's what we're here for. Now that we've dipped that barrel in solvent, I prefer to let your AR rest for 10 to 15 minutes and let that solvent work and start breaking everything up. But in the sake of time, we're going to go ahead and proceed, since this is dirty, but it's been relatively clean soon, or recently. Alright, now that we've got that in there, we're going to start feeding it through. And again, right out the barrel, we don't pull anything back through our barrel. There we go. So again, as I told you, in most cases I would actually wait and let that solvent set in. But we're going to move and start grabbing clean patches. And what I like to do is run patch after patch after patch until they start coming out clean. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this first patch is going to look like after we've run solvent now through it. And at the same time we've wire brushed it. From that point we are going to move on to the bolt assembly. No solvent on this one. This one's going through dry now because it has enough in there. We're going to get it started. Ah, squeaky clean. Excellent. Oh, nice and dirty. So we will continue to run those through until they start coming out white. At that point you know you have a good clear barrel and you can go ahead and move on to the finer things along with your bolt assembly and charging handle.